Hey Sainers, welcome back to the Saints TV YouTube channel. Welcome back to another Saints TV Weekly. Another week, another Saints TV Weekly. It was a bit of a quiet week, but we got some big news and we'll start straight off the bat with that. Round 1 for AFL and AFLW was confirmed late last week. It's very exciting. Some big games for the men and the women. For the men, Round 1 2022 is locked in. Friday night, March 18th, 2022, Marvel Stadium, 7:50 p.m. against the biggest club in the country, Collingwood. So this is our first primetime game since round 1, 2011 against Geelong. So this is a massive opportunity for us Sainers. Friday night football, prime time against a big club. We're going to be under pressure in this game because we're expected to win and win well. They've got a new coach. They're likely to be missing Pendlebury and Dugowie, two of their best players, at our home deck. We can't miss this opportunity. Too many times in the last couple of years, we've had some primetime games and we didn't take advantage of it. You know, big build-up, big crowd, shitty performance. We're going to get a big crowd, and that's the one thing I want to mention is Sainers, we need to sell this game out. We need to rock up. We need to cheer on the boys and make it a serious event. It's our home game against Collingwood. We don't get many of those at Marvel Stadium, so we need to take advantage of it while we have the chance. And if we do, and we get a good result, that might, depending on how the AFL wants to roll out the fixture for the rest of the year, could put us into more primetime slots for the remainder of that year. So it's a big opportunity. Obviously, every team wants to win round 1 and get the season off to a good start with 4 points. But for us, against Collingwood, big crowd, big opportunity, Friday night, everyone watching, primetime football. Doesn't get any bigger than that and better than that. So really excited. I love that. And I think the rest of the fixture is probably going to be announced, I think, mid to late this week, which will be exciting. At least the first 9 weeks. And then they'll be doing the rolling fixture probably from that point on, like they did in 2021. And for the women's, the full fixture has been announced. They're starting off their 2022 campaign on Friday night, I think, again, January 7th. And this will be against Richmond at Skybus Stadium. And then they've got Collingwood at Victoria Park, Melbourne at Casey Fields. I think their first game at RSCA Park is likely to be Brisbane Lions in round 6, February 11 on the Friday night. And then the last 2 games are RSCA Park, TBC for both of those against Geelong and Adelaide. So a big year coming up for the AFLW team. Really excited for that. So some big fixtures overall for our club. So let's hope we take advantage of them when the opportunity arises. Now with some more AFL news, the club released a really good video yesterday, and they do this a lot in the last couple of years. Just some clips into what Brett Ratton says to the boys and what kind of the key message is for the year. This year it looks like it's really going to be, it's up to you. So that's what he says in this video. It's a good 2-minute video, so I recommend going on saints.com.au and checking it out if you haven't. But basically, he's going and pointing out to players and saying, Higo, can you get into the midfield? Hunter Clark, can you squeeze someone out of that midfield? Burns, can you get in there? Paddo, you've done a great job the last couple of years negating some of the best smalls. Webster's back. Are you going to be able to get into that back line? So I love that he's putting the pressure on them. He said the standards are really up to them to drive. The coaches are there to obviously facilitate it, but really it's up to the players. If they want it, they got to make it work, and they got to work hard to get it. So it's completely up to them. Despite how young or old our list is, I think it's really good to put the opportunity into the responsibility onto these players, because often you can get by and not really think that you have much control, but to tell them it's really on you. You have the control to dictate whether you make it into a practice game and then whether you make it into a round 1 team. So it's on you to make sure that when round 1 comes along and I'm listing the team, your name is on the board. So I love that. Puts the pressure on them. And today is officially the first day of the full preseason. So December 6th, the full preseason. Everyone should be training as of today. So we'll probably see some footage and some photos later today on how the team went with all of the full squad back at Moorabbin to train. Now, big congratulations to our AFL Blind team. They played the Bulldogs, I believe, on the weekend in the grand final and absolutely dominated. They won 135-71, and it was their first premiership. they have gone the entire season undefeated. I think it was 11 games straight from memory. They went the whole season, dominated the whole season, favourites going into finals, into the grand final, and basically just romped it. So 135-71, massive win, huge effort on their part, and an absolute inspiration. So I just wanted to put this in the video. It's awesome to see this and to see the club get behind them, and hopefully they can back it up next year as well. But for that to happen, undefeated, win the premiership, any Saints team that can do that, they're all legends. So congratulations, guys. Awesome work. Hopefully you can go back to back. That'd be amazing. Now, just for a quick update on memberships. Membership total is going very nicely, actually. Last time I did it was around 30,000. But now we're at 34,575. So a nice growth there. I think that's well ahead of where we were this time last year. So good on you, Sainers, signing up, getting on board. I think with all of the draft wrapped up and the good positivity we got from that, players getting back into training, and just the general excitement leading into round one. Now that we know what round one looks like and what the rest of the year will look like later this week, I think a lot of people who probably had question marks on whether they were going to become members, probably going to get a bit excited and get some family memberships and four game passes and everything. So this number will continue to climb, and hopefully we can break another record. Get 60,000 would be unbelievable. But so far, 34,575, a very good start. Now, question time. Straight into it. It's been a nice quick show this week, so thank you all for watching. This one is from Ahern. How do we make our opening game against Collingwood special as spectators? Let's keep this primetime spot. I kind of alluded to it when we talked about round one, but my main thing is get to the game. Let's make it red, white and black. That's a statement against Collingwood, because Collingwood supporters, whether they're winning or losing, they tend to rock up. You know, they sell games out pretty well. We don't get a home game on a Friday night against them very often, and let alone round one. So we need to rock up. We need to just scream our lungs out. Every goal, go nuts. We need to make it, make Marvel a fortress again. We haven't done that. We kind of wanted to do that last year, but we just didn't get the opportunities. And the year before, we didn't play there very much. So this is the year where we take advantage of every home game we make. We need to rock up, make it a fortress, and make teams afraid to play us at Marvel Stadium. That hasn't been the case for 10 years. This is the chance to do it. So for me, how do we make it special? Just rock up, wear your colours, and scream your lungs out every goal that we kick. Simple as that. This one's from Charlie. Will Nasaya, Wanganeen, Malira play in round one? Just like what I mentioned with Rats, it's up to them. It's really up to Nasaya. If he has a great preseason, puts on a couple of kilos, trains the house down, has very good preseason games, there's no reason why he can't play round one. But there's going to be every other Sainter fighting for a spot. And where he plays on the wing, there's a few players already putting their hands up. Billings, Brad Hill can push back there if we want. There's Sinclair can even go there as another winger. So there's opportunities there. But for Nasaya, it's all on him. He just needs to train, put his hand up. If he gets selected, he does. Great work. If he doesn't, no harm done. You go to Sandy, play a few games, and I guarantee he'll play pretty early next year. I have a feeling Nasaya will get his chance earlier than we think. This one's from Jack. Similar question. What round could Owens debut? Same thing, mate. Same thing as what I just said to Charlie. It's on Owens. It's on what he does on the training track, how much he impresses the coaches and his players, and where the opportunity is. Where can he play? Midfield? Can he go forward? We've got pretty good stocks in those areas already, but injuries can arise, form can fluctuate. There's a lot of different things and factors there that can get him into the team. But if he doesn't, no rush. He'll get his chance next year as well. I think most of the players that we drafted, I think they'll play at least a couple of games next year. This one's from Toby. Is Nick Coffield best 22 for round one? What's Hunter Clark's best position? Double question there. I like that. Is Nick Coffield best 22 for round one? I'd like to think he is. His form, just from watching on the training track and some of the photos, he looks like he's put on size. He looks fitter. And that was his issue primarily last year. So I think he could be best 22 round one. And Hunter Clark, I'd like to say in the guts. I think that's where we all want to see him. But at this point, I'm not too sure. I think he's still kind of half-back flank with Sinclair. But I'd like to see him in the centre more than at half-back next year. So centre would be his best position. But where he fits into the team right now with the players we've got, probably more half-back and centre kind of floating between those two positions. This one's from Will. Where do you think the Saints will come next season. I think I've mentioned this a few times, but I've always thought between 5th and 9th. I think if Max King can kick over 55 goals next year, 5th could become 4th. I don't think any higher than 4th is realistic right now with the competition in those top 3. Now you've got Melbourne, Bulldogs, Brisbane, Port Adelaide, maybe Geelong for one more year before they fall off a cliff. There's those teams up there. So 4th would be crazy good. Like, that's a great season. 5th to 9th is kind of if we play our best football. I think 5th is if we play our close to 2020. But if we improve on that, anything's possible. So for me, 5th to 9th is my gauge. Where I really think we'll finish is 5th or 6th. I think those two. But happy to be wrong. If we finish higher than that, great. Lower than that, there's a bit of pressure on Brett Ratton. But I really think the boys are going to bounce back. I have a really good feeling about next year. I think we've drafted very well. I think we've got enough internal growth in the squad to perform better than last year and take the opportunities that we missed this year and losing to Adelaide, losing to Carlton, these games that we should have won. I think next year the boys will look to make sure that we don't miss those opportunities like we did again, because that cost us finals and we don't want to miss finals again. That's all the questions, guys. That's Saints TV Weekly for another week. A great week overall. Round 1 confirmed in the AFL. AFLW fixtures come out, so really excited. Good to have dates locked in. Now we can look forward to things. Mark those dates down in your calendar. You know what's happening. So that's what we want. And there's been a lot of question marks about everything in the last 2 years, but now we've got some dates. We can buy the memberships, organise your plans, and get those dates ready for round 1 next year. And on top of that, premiership for the AFL Blind team is amazing. And pre-season officially kicks off today, so there's going to be more content coming out on my channels as well as the club channels as well, so stay tuned on those. Thanks for Inglewood again. Make sure you go into inglewoodcoffeeroasters.com.au. You got the Saints 30 discount code. Get 30% off all of their wonderful products, delicious coffee. And on top of that, if you haven't already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and join the rest of the Sainers that have joined the channel the last couple of weeks. It's growing really fast, but the goal still is 4,000 subs by round 1 by Friday night, March 18 next year when we play Collingwood. I want to see 4,000 subs on this channel. That would be incredible. So if you could help make that happen, I'd really appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'll see you next week on another Saints TV Weekly. Take care and go you mighty Sainers.